G'day guys, we're gonna do a quick little bit of maintenance this morning. Just gonna check the catch can, and I'm also gonna pull the logs and see what it was doing. One of the boys noticed a bit of oil up through the engine bay, and yeah, we'll check that out. You can see a little bit of oil residue up through here. Not sure if that's why I got loose in that last run, but who knows. See, the old brakes copped a bit of a hiding. Looking at upgrading them shortly. That's why I was trying the 18s on the front. Really glad I tried those. So they're just a normal street wheel, 18x8 with a Potenza tyre, 235. This is what I normally run. The car runs so much, I'll just drive so much nicer with those. So I usually run front runner. It's a 185/55 17. 17-inch with 5-inch width. And to be honest, I probably would have come unstuck if I had that front runner on the other day, because it did get a little wild. So I'll pop the bonnet and we'll have a little look. My catch can, so we'll jump under and drain that. So that's my drain plug for my catch can. Let's see what it's got in it. Hopefully I won't get in the way too much. Just while we're under here, that's how much rubber you get on your tyres from out the track. So that's actually pretty good if you compare that to what was on the front runners. So you can see this. So that's a comparison to the rubber on the front runners. The thickness of it. And this has done a bit of street driving as well, so it's starting to chew off, but that's usually everywhere. Let's have a look. So that's pretty good out of the catch can, really. Pretty sure that's Power Cruise as well as Monday. So I'll have to have a look, see why there was oil up in the bay, because it's definitely not coming out of that part of the catch can, although it could be coming out of the filter, because the filter is really close to the where the lines come in. So as you can see, as I just said, my lines from my tapper covers are really close to my filter, so I think that's half my issue. It's not baffled, so it does kind of get a bit of oil through here. You can see it's kind of wet down there. Sometimes it's like that's been wiped off, obviously, before probably the drive home. I didn't see it, but the boys said there was quite a bit of oil up through here. Since we put the crank in, this thing has crazy amounts of oil pressure. So I've noticed before down the back straight at Power Cruise, it's up around 110, which is huge. Might be coming from behind it actually. It's a little bit of, I've got like curly girl jammed in there to try and slow it down, and that's actually stuck between the seal, so that might be allowing a bit of oil to come through, because it doesn't feel too bad in that filter itself. So maybe I just need a better seal on that for starters. Might help if I tightened it up as well. Good old lazy Adrian fashion. I'll grab a rag and we might download the data. Have another better look at that oil. So realistically, that's nothing in a car that's copying a flogging like that. Just out of reference, we might pull the dipstick as well. Obviously this has got a standard LS1 dipstick in it. Sorry, LS1 sump. So these are renowned to have problems when you're talking LS turbo. They suffer from oil surge. This one does run an aftermarket baffle in it. It's a windage tray and all that sort of stuff, but you know, when you're thrashing them and getting like the forces, the G forces and such that these things get, they do suffer from surge, so we do run it over full. Potentially I'm probably still running it a little bit too far over full, because of the way the oil pressure used to be with the old crank. So that might be giving me a few dramas with that extra oil coming out. But I'd rather have a little bit too much than a little bit too little. But the good thing is obviously running the Haltech now, it's got safeties in it, so if it does drop low enough, it'll shut the car down. We'll put it into a safety mode so it doesn't do any damage. So hard to tell on these dipsticks sometimes. Oh, there you go, that's nice and loose too. So oil might have been coming out of there because that's loose as. That was like... Yep, that certainly wouldn't have helped. There's like a good few turns there, so oil definitely would have come out of there, which makes sense. It's definitely sort of a bit... It's nothing wet. That's another good thing to have on an LS, especially, you know, they like to chew through alternators. I only use stock alternators, like original LS ones, because GM ones, because they'll chew through them otherwise. I'll get a few years out of mine, which is really good. Getting back to the oil. Yeah, so that's the full mark down here. I usually run it to about here on the street, so just the start of that indent, and then I put it to that line there, which I don't know if you can see. That line there, you can just see it when I'm giving it a hard time, and this actually looks like it's got a bit more over it, so maybe I put a little bit too much in when I topped it up out of the track. Oh, it's pretty well spot on that line, so that's good. At least we know we haven't had any oil starvation issues. Okay, we might pop in and pull the data and see what it was actually doing out there. Okay, we'll jump in the car and download the data logs. We'll see how we go, see if I can remember actually how to do it. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a little bit lapsed on that. So we'll plug the laptop in and pull some data, providing the laptop has charge, because laptop's doing laptop things. Yep, laptop doing laptop things. Oh, wait a minute, did I see something? Yes! Thought for sure it was going to be flat. So we got Haltech software up, key on. Connecting. Got a few faults. Probably nothing major. While that's doing its thing, I'll just show you around. You've probably seen it all before. I've just got a basic TCI Outlaw shifter. Those buttons down the bottom, so the black one is my trans brake button, the red one is my e-boost reset button. I run an e-boost 2, as you can see there. Obviously there's my isolator switch, and I run the up button on the steering wheel. So I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again. 6 boost settings. First one's like £6, second one's £10, third one like 14, 17, 20 and 22 or thereabouts. So flex fuel, as I've said before, so we run only SP1, SP2 on 98. It has a cut. If I see £13, it'll go into a safety if it doesn't have E85 in it, which is always handy to have. But yeah, just a good, you know, this car is a street car. Like, no cage, as you can see, other than the ECU, which is, like, I don't have fancy tunes in it. It just has the one tune, and I operate the boost by button. So that can bite me in the ass sometimes if I go in too early. I think on the roll racing, the first run I had, started an SP2, and as soon as I went bang bang 3-4. So, and then it unloaded the tyres, got out of it, got back in it, and then boosted again. So, you know, in a perfect world, if you can tune the guts out of these things, you put all the right sensors on. Like, this car has very limited sensors. You can get the computer to do all the work. I'm still an analog guy in a digital world. I love driving this thing and pressing buttons and hanging on. So eventually when we go racing, I'll do all that. But, you know, you got to have the money to pay someone to tune it. So maybe one day I'll get someone on board that wants to play that side of things. You know, I'm not that mechanically minded either, so someone who wants to swing spanners and adjust tunes when we're out at the track, play with suspension and all that sort of thing, maybe someone will come on board eventually and we'll get that happening. Obviously High Torque will still look over after the major things, but you know, those boys have enough obligations with other things and life and family that they can't come to all the events and help. Well, they could, but I don't have the budget for that, so I'll either have to learn or we'll get someone else to help. Anyway, I'll get this downloading and we'll go from there. So that's just downloading the log. Now we'll be able to take the computer inside and have a bit of a look over it. While that's doing that, we might just check. Oops, okay. That didn't work. lost connection, so we'll have to start that again. So I run an electric water pump, which is really handy. You can just let it run when the car's hot. It's really good to be able to check the water. Oh, we can get the cap off. She's a little low in there. We'll get a bit of water and we'll top it up. This thing always usually sits a little bit low in the water anyway. So yeah, you can see like that wasn't even full. Took about 100 mil. It's only a $150 Phoenix radiator. I probably need something a little bit bigger. Keep the temps out a little bit more. It's pretty good really. But obviously with all that heat that gets in the engine bay, it does get a little bit warm, especially with the intercooler stuck in front of it. You might need to try some ducting or something, that might help. That might be one of the things on the cards to give a go. Yeah, water's all good. I'll have a quick look at the transmission fluid. I did top that up at the track just a little bit. Didn't put much in it, but yeah. I've gone back to a standard dipstick on my transmission, not a locker, because they're too hard to fill. So that's nice and full. You can see the colour of that. A little bit of darkness, but absolutely nothing to worry about. Thanks Benny. Benny at Elite. Oh, excuse me. Does my transmissions. Well, he fixed this one up after I killed it last time. So he'll be looking after it for now on. So he's just given me like a little bit of a freshen up when I killed the last one. By no means is it his transmission. He's just done what he could for the budget that I had at the time. But it's going really well. Oh, this is my fuel system as well, around a 70 litre tank. A lot of people think it's bigger than that, but it's actually raised lift pump underneath that we had the drama with at Power Cruise. That's your flex fuel sensor. It's got an AI triple hanger. I think they're like about a 4 litre or a 6 litre surge tank. It's got 3 525 Walbros in it, and they're staged to come on with the boost. And obviously my battery's over here. Dumping oil on it. But yeah. And full of shit in the back. Job's chilling in the sun. Nice out there, Papa. Hey? She's like, I don't care, mate. Just stop working on your car and take me to the beach. She's too sexy. So we might as well go through the process. So bring up the software, connect to the ECU, and just goes through and does what it needs to do. Data manager, options, export to, data log file, and of course I'll probably have to pop that in again. Take one of those and we'll adjust it. because I haven't pulled the log for a while. It's done some street work. It's done PC 93 and it's done Growl. Track day. It should be good, and we'll save that. Downloading. If anyone's wondering what that app is that I use, it has all the GPS stuff. Obviously a lot of people know about them, but there's some on the channel that probably don't. It's a draggy. They're 200 bucks, 220 bucks, something like that. I just got this one off eBay. I think it got me I think it was like 190 with a discount. They're really good. Like, you can play around and get some ideas. All GPS done, gets verified. You download the app, and yeah, it gives you an idea on your 60s, your 8th mile, your 0 to 60 mile, like just so much stuff. 100 to 200, like whatever you want to set it up for. Quarter mile, 8th mile, all that sort of stuff. Time, speed. Yeah, it's pretty bloody handy. So that's those little warnings. They're all old ones. I obviously didn't reset it. So we'll erase them. Close that. That should be all good. So guys, a quick recap from Monday. Try the PSR tyres. They're definitely a little bit thinner, like not quite as wide as the Heroes. Not much in it, couple of mil either side maybe. Maybe a touch taller in the sidewall. So if you need a tyre that, like if you're really tight for space, the PSRs would probably be the go. They seem to work as well as the Heroes. Obviously I didn't have a lot of time to try different pressures. I think I had about 18 pound in them. I meant to play with my suspension, I meant to play with my 2-step RPM, didn't do any of that, just got sidetracked and carried away. I wanted to loosen the front up. As you can see on Jacob's VL, the one who won, his just picks the front up and goes. Got really good weight transfer. You know, I think I have top end on him, but when you're out that far, you need more racetrack to utilize top end. They got that car really well set up. He's doing low 6s, and my best so far is 641 at the previous Growl day, and I think 648 at this day. So we're a long way off a 6, like a low 6. There's rumours a couple of guys may have tapped into the 5s, which is unreal. That's kind of where, you know, you need to be for this kind of stuff. So yeah, a bit more practice. We've got some potential other little events coming up that I might be able to actually spend some time and work on the setup, which will be really good. Yeah, congratulations to Jacob, 1320 Motorsport, and also, I can't remember his name, old mate from Import Media in the little K20, I think it is. Both weapons of cars. Like, you know, the event was so much bigger this time around for the second event. Unreal work from Chris at Growl Racing and all your team, man. Thanks again. Look forward to the next one. And yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm having nothing but trouble pulling this data log out, which is always the case. So if I can't get it, I'll leave it there. If I can get it, I'll show you through a few bits of data. Once again, guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please like the video, drop a comment, share the video. It really helps the channel. The more views you get, the more money you make, the more I'm able to get out and make more videos. So I had a killer month last month. It's my biggest month by far. I made 3 times the amount of my best month prior, which was just under $420 US, which equates to probably, I don't know, $650 Australian for the month. The Power Cruise video's got a heap of traffic. That might have been due to what happened out there or not, I don't know. My Power Cruise videos usually do quite well. I'm going to drop the long video probably Saturday morning of Growl, so it's just all the longer versions of what the 10-minute video was and a little bit more footage. So if you got time to kill, watch that. If not, just stick with watching the small videos. I don't mind either way. One of the reasons why I do this is back in the day when we didn't have the ability to do this, you'd have to wait for a DVD to come out, and you'd watch the DVD and you might be lucky to see your car flipping past in like a 1-second clip. It used to drive me nuts. I'd watch all the videos, I'd scan all of YouTube, all of Facebook, all the social medias to see a glimpse of my car. So that's where me doing these videos kind of stems from. I try and get as much footage of everybody's car as possible. Obviously when you're entered, that's going to be limited, but that's where this idea comes from. So I might rehash a bit of the footage, as in like a short video and a long video, because myself, I'm happy to let a long video play in the background, and you know, if I see something I like, I'll rewind it, skip back, whatever you want to do, and watch it. I like the long form stuff, but I also like the short form stuff, so that's why I put them both up. I hope you enjoy it, guys. Still working on like a little bit of merch at some stage. I just don't know whether to bite the bullet and spend the money and get some professional stuff done. Obviously if I do that, it takes away from entering events and so on and so forth. So it kind of puts stuff back. I think the idea at the moment is, so we've done, let's have a look, done nearly 7,400 Ks since the engine's been freshened up with the new crank. I should have probably done, in hindsight, pistons and rods at that time, but I didn't. So I think the next step, like these things, you can't, I think I've mentioned it before, but you want to check your oil pump, maybe do oil pump, and you know, check your cam, your lifters, excuse me, definitely springs, all that sort of stuff around 10,000 Ks. So like, I'm getting closer. This time around, when the engine comes out, the car's probably going to get a birthday, so that means it's probably going to be off the road for quite a while. Like I'm estimating at least a year, maybe 18 months. It just depends on how far we go. Like, I'm still only a split tub 35 spline 9-inch with standard axle, like obviously billet axles, but you know, it's not a full floater. So I'd like to actually go a full tub or a mini tub, whatever you want to call it. Cut into the rails, shorten the diff a touch more, and go a full floater rear. You know, there's probably $6,000 there to do that. Still need to go cage at some stage. I don't think that'll happen that time around. If it does, obviously that's another $6-7 grand. And the car needs paint and rust work done. I'm contemplating whether I do all that when it comes off the road, and then obviously freshen the engine up. Whether we just evaluate it and just go check the lifters, check the cam, if that's all sweet. If it just needs springs, throw springs in it and keep driving it for a bit longer. Obviously coming into summer, so we're going to limit the driving we do. But you know, or I'll bite the bullet if it's breathing too much and it looks like it really needs pistons and rods. we'll do that, and then we can whip it up a little bit more. I still want to put a little bit of nitrous on it, and I still want to add, sorry, I just got a plane going over. I still want to add water meth injection at some stage. Whether I do that prior to it coming out or after the freshen up, we'll see. But yeah, I need to start attacking the rust and the paint. I still don't know if I'll like just attack the rust over a year. That'll all depend on how the engine's going. If I attack the rust over a year, I'll probably just like fuck around with the paint and patina it or rat it up a little bit just for shits and giggles for a little while. But yeah, that's the rundown on where we're at. Undecided whether I'm going to go and have a look at the Prodigy track day, because I'm heading up to Kenda. They both kind of fall at the same time. If I do go to the Prodigy track day, which is next Thursday, it doesn't finish till 10 PM, so then I'm just going to boot straight from there and drive up to Mackay for the Friday Saturday. If I decide to miss that, I'll just cruise up and watch the testing as well up at Kenda, but we'll see how we go. Let me know what you think, if I should go out and get some footage at the Prodigy track day, or just head straight up to Kenda. Like, Prodigy is going to be a good day. If I do head out there, hopefully I can hit a few boys up and go out and go for a few hot laps around the track in some other cars, get some different perspective. Okay guys, I'll leave the video off there. Thank you heaps. We picked up like 200 odd subscribers last month as well, which is absolutely amazing. Just share it around, guys. Let your mates know if they're into this sort of stuff. Yeah, thanks heaps. Talk to you soon. So I've seen 7400. Heaps of oil pressure. About 160 in first gear. Then we're off it and back in it on this one. Back there was, I think, about 14 pound. Yep, in first. Up to about 20 pound in second, 220k an hour. Then we're back in it again there, 5 psi, up to 20 or 25 there. I'm not sure if this is a Growl Racing one or if that's Power Cruise. Two-step at about 3. Very slow up to the up through the boost there. No boost, 4 psi. Not sure what's going on there. Shitloads of oil pressure. Shitloads of revs, but no wheel speed and no boost. Obviously having a hissy fit on the two-step again there. Not making any boost till we get off it. Just definitely need to work that out. psi at 6200 RPM, and we're kind of off it. I'm thinking these might have been a couple little test hits. At the end of the night. It looks like it. I definitely need a bit more of a lesson in playing around with this sort of stuff, but give it a go and we'll figure it out, eh? Just keep having a chop. There's an interesting one, 215. What's a boost go to? 21 pound. Let's see if we can tell if that was a dig or a roll. Looks like just a normal driving thing, maybe a power cruise. Yep. I think I'm going to have to get this dissected a little bit better because I'm not proficient enough to know what's going on. There's another one that's 210 k an hour, 22 pound. There's a pretty cool one back here somewhere where the wheel speed, you can see the max wheel speed 288. So I'm guessing that that would have been a power skid. So let's go find that one. And there he is right there. Going to run out of battery in a minute, so we'll just have a quick look at this one. So I'm guessing that's a power skid because that's like two-step on 3000, and then it takes a bit to make some boost, and then we've got little steps on there, which I'm guessing is tyre spinning all the way through. Although that does seem very low on the boost. I suppose the boost is ramping in slow. I don't run CO2, so it might take a little while to get in there as well. Something we might need to look at. 17 pound. Kind of feathering it up the top there. $6,600. to 69, so we're well off the limiter there. Wonder where we go into top gear. We probably go into top gear way back here actually. Being power skid, that's what's going on. That's why I'm getting confused. And yeah, max speed. So what do we got? I must be out of it a bit there. Let's have a look at it. Throttle position sensor. Yeah. So 17.5 pound max. 240, 50 wheel speed. As it's dying off, I'm getting off it. Wheel speed still increasing. Down to 14 pound, RPM 66. So I'm on and off. Trying to feather it there. Top speed of 265, 266. So that's not the biggest one. I reckon that's the second power skid. I'm guessing that might even be all the way back to the Prodigy track day. I might have to make sure I delete my data a little bit more often. Yep, there we go. There's another power skid. $12, $15, feathering it back to 14, 13, 14, 14 PSI, 288.4. So clearly that's just like wheel speed.